Root cause of fear. Where do you come from? I'm from the United States, but I live mostly in Europe. To India I came recently. I was in Rishikesh, in 2 ashrams. I was taught meditation and breathing. How long were you there? 8 days in one, 6 days in another. I was not happy there and I left. Then for 3 weeks I was with the Tibetan Lamas, but they were all wrapped up in formulas and rituals. And what was the net result of all of it? Definitely there was an increase of energy, but before I left for Rishikesh, I did some fasting and dieting at a nature cure sanatorium at Pudukkottai in South India. It has done me enormous good. Maybe the excess of energy was due to better health. I cannot say, but as a result of all these attempts, some fires started burning in various places in my body, and I heard chants and voices where there were none. And what are you after now? Well, what are we all after? Some truth, some inner certainty, some real happiness. In the various schools of self-realization, there is so much talk of awareness that one ends with the impression that awareness itself is the supreme reality. Is it so? The body is looked after by the brain is illumined by consciousness, awareness watches over consciousness. Is there anything beyond awareness? How do you know that you are aware? I feel that I am. I cannot express it otherwise. When you follow it up carefully, from brain to consciousness to awareness, you find that the sense of duality persists. When you go beyond awareness, there is a state of non-duality in which there is no cognition, only pure being, which may be as well called non-being, if by being you mean being something in particular. What you call pure being, is it universal being? Being everything? Everything implies a collection of particulars. In pure being, the very idea of the particular is absent. Is there any relationship between pure being and particular being? What relationship can there be between what is and what merely appears to be? Is there any relationship between the ocean and its waves? The real enables the unreal to appear and causes it to disappear. The succession of transient moments creates the illusion of time, but the timeless reality of pure being is not in movement, for all movement requires a motionless background. It is itself the background. Once you have found it in yourself, you know that you had never lost that independent being, independent of all divisions and separations. But don't look for it in consciousness. You will not find it there. Don't look for it anywhere, for nothing contains it. On the contrary, it contains everything and manifests everything. It is like the daylight that makes everything visible while itself remaining invisible. Sir, what use to me is your telling me that reality cannot be found in consciousness? Where else am I to look for it? How do you apprehend it? It is quite simple. If I ask you what is the taste of your mouth, all you can do is say, it is neither sweet nor bitter, nor sour nor astringent. It is what remains after all these tastes are not. Similarly, when all distinctions and reactions are no more, what remains is reality, simple and solid. All that I understand is that I am in the grip of a beginningless illusion, and I do not see how it can come to an end. If it could, it would, long ago. I must have had many opportunities in the past, as I shall have in the future. What could not happen cannot happen, or if it did, it could not last. Our very deplorable state after all these untold millions of years carries at best the promise of ultimate extinction, or, which is worse, the threat of an endless and meaningless repetition. What proof have you that your present state is beginningless and endless? How were you before you were born? How will you be after death? And of your present state, how much do you know? You do not know even what was your condition before you woke up this morning. You only know a little of your present state, and from it you draw conclusions for all times and places. You may be just dreaming and imagining your dream to be eternal. Calling it a dream does not change the situation. I repeat my question. What hope is left which the eternity behind me could not fulfill? Why should my future be different from my past? In your fevered state, you project a past and future and take them to be real. In fact, you know only your present moment. Why not investigate what is now, instead of questioning the imaginary past and future? Your present state is neither beginningless nor endless. It is over in a flash. Watch carefully from where it comes and where it goes. You will soon discover the timeless reality behind it. Why have I not done it before? Just as every wave subsides into the ocean, so does every moment return to its source. Realization consists in discovering the source and abiding there. Who discovers? The mind discovers. Does it find the answers? It finds that it is left without questions, that no answers are needed. Being born is a fact, dying is another fact. How do they appear to the witness? A child was born, a man has died, just events in the course of time. Is there any progress in the witness? Does awareness evolve? What is seen may undergo many changes when the light of awareness is focused on it, but it is the object that changes, not the light. Plants grow in sunlight, but the sun does not grow. By themselves, both the body and the witness are motionless, but when brought together in the mind, both appear to move. Yes, I can see that what moves and changes is the I am only. Is the I am needed at all? Who needs it? It is there, now. It had a beginning. It will have an end. What remains when the I am goes? What does not come and go remains. It is the ever-greedy mind that creates ideas of progress and evolution towards perfection. It disturbs and talks of order, destroys, and seeks security. Is there progress in destiny, in karma? Karma is only a store of unspent energies, of unfulfilled desires and fears not understood. The store is being constantly replenished by new desires and fears. It need not be so forever. Understand the root cause of your fears, estrangement from yourself, and of desires, the longing for the self, and your karma will dissolve like a dream. Between earth and heaven, life goes on. Nothing is affected, only bodies grow and decay. Between the person and the witness, what is the relation? There can be no relation between them because they are one. Don't separate and don't look for relationship. If the seer and the seen are one, how did the separation occur? Fascinated by names and forms, which are by their very nature distinct and diverse, you distinguish what is natural and separate, what is one. The world is rich in diversity, but your feeling strange and frightened is due to misapprehension. It is the body that is in danger, not you. I can see that the basic biological anxiety, the flight instinct, takes many shapes and distorts my thoughts and feelings. But how did this anxiety come into being? It is a mental state caused by the I am the body idea. It can be removed by the contrary idea, I am not the body. Both the ideas are false, but one removes the other. Realize that no ideas are your own. They all come to you from outside. You must think it all out for yourself. Become yourself the object of your meditation. The effort to understand yourself is yoga. Be a yogi, give your life to it. Brood, wonder, search, till you come to the root of air and to the truth beyond the air. In meditation, who meditates, the person or the witness? Meditation is a deliberate attempt to pierce into the higher states of consciousness and finally go beyond it. The art of meditation is the art of shifting the focus of attention to ever subtler levels, without losing one's grip on the levels left behind. In a way, it is like having death under control. One begins with the lowest levels: social circumstances, customs and habits, physical surroundings, the posture and the breathing of the body, the senses, their sensations and perceptions, the mind, its thoughts and feelings, until the entire mechanism of personality is grasped and firmly held. The final stage of meditation is reached when the sense of identity goes beyond the I am so-and-so, beyond so I am, beyond I am the witness only, beyond there is, beyond all ideas, into the impersonally personal, pure being. But you must be energetic when you take the meditation. It is definitely not a part-time occupation. Limit your interest and activities to what is needed for you and your dependents' barest needs. Save all your energies and time for breaking the wall your mind had built round you. Believe me, you will not regret. How do I come to know that my experience is universal? At the end of your meditation, all is known directly. No proofs whatsoever are required. Just as every drop of the ocean carries the taste of the ocean, so does every moment carry the taste of eternity. Definitions and descriptions have their place as useful incentives for further search, but you must go beyond them, into what is undefinable and indescribable, except in negative terms. After all, even universality and eternity are mere concepts, the opposites of being place and time-bound. Reality is not a concept, nor the manifestation of a concept. It has nothing to do with concepts. Concern yourself with your mind. Remove its distortions and impurities. Once you have the taste of your own self, you will find it everywhere and at all times. Therefore, it is so important that you should come to it. Once you know it, you will never lose it. But you must give yourself the opportunity through intensive, even arduous meditation. What exactly do you want me to do? Give your heart and mind to brooding over the I am. What is it? How is it? What is its source of life, its meaning? It is very much like digging a well. You reject all that is not water till you reach the life-giving spring. How shall I know that I am moving in the right direction? By your progress in intentness, in clarity, and devotion to the task. We Europeans find it very difficult to keep quiet. The world is too much with us. Oh no, you are dreamers too. We differ only in the contents of our dreams. You are after perfection in the future. We are intent on finding it in the now. The limited only is perfectible. The unlimited is already perfect. You are perfect, only you don't know it. Learn to know yourself and you will discover wonders. All you need is already within you, only you must approach yourself with reverence and love. Self-condemnation and self-distrust are grievous errors. Your constant flight from pain and search for pleasure is a sign of love you bear for yourself. All I plead with you is this: make love of yourself perfect. Deny yourself nothing. View yourself infinity and eternity, and discover that you do not need them. You are beyond. Obsession with the body. Maharaj, you are sitting in front of me, and I am here at your feet. What is the basic difference between us? There is no basic difference. Still, there must be some real difference. I come to you, you do not come to me. Because you imagine differences. You go here and there in search of superior people. You too are a superior person. You claim to know the real while I do not. Did I ever tell you that you did not know and therefore you are inferior? Let those who invented such distinctions prove them. I do not claim to know what you do not. In fact, I know much less than you do. Your words are wise, your behavior noble, your grace all-powerful. I know nothing about it all, and see no difference between you and me. My life is a succession of events, just like yours. Only I am detached and see the passing show as a passing show, while you stick to things and move along with them. What made you so dispassionate? Nothing in particular. It so happened that I trusted my guru. He told me I am nothing but myself, and I believed him. Trusting him, I believed accordingly and ceased caring for what was not me nor mine. Why were you lucky to trust your teacher fully, while our trust is nominal and verbal? Who can say? It happens so. Things happen without cause and reason. And after all, what does it matter? Who is who? Your high opinion of me is your opinion only. Any moment you may change it. Why attach importance to opinions, even your own? Still, you aren't different. Your mind seems to be always quiet and happy, and miracles happen round you. I know nothing about miracles, and I wonder whether nature admits exceptions to her laws, unless we agree that everything is a miracle. As to my mind, there is no such thing. There is consciousness in which everything happens. It is quite obvious and within the experience of everybody. You just do not look carefully enough. Look well and see what I see. What do you see? I see what you too could see, here and now, but for the wrong focus of your attention. You give no attention to yourself. Your mind is all with things, people, and ideas, never with yourself. Bring yourself into focus. Become aware of your own existence. See how you function. Watch the motives and results of your actions. Study the prison you have built around yourself by inadvertence. By knowing what you are not, you come to know yourself. The way back to yourself is through refusal and rejection. One thing is certain. The real is not imaginary. It is not a product of the mind. Even the sense I am is not continuous. Though it is a useful pointer, it shows where to seek, but not what to seek. Just have a good look at it. Once you are convinced that you cannot say truthfully about yourself anything except I am, and that nothing can be pointed at, can be yourself, the need for I am is over. You are no longer intent on verbalizing what you are. All you need is to get rid of the tendency to define yourself. All definitions apply to your body only and to its expressions. Once this obsession with the body goes, you will revert to your natural state, spontaneously and effortlessly. The only difference between us is that I am aware of my natural state, while you are bemused. Just like gold, made into ornaments has no advantage over gold dust, except when the mind makes it so. So are we one in being. We differ only in appearance. We discover it by being earnest, by searching, inquiring, questioning daily and hourly, by giving one's life to this discovery. Mind creates the abyss, the heart crosses it. As I can see, there is nothing wrong with my body nor with my real being. Both are not of my making and need not be improved upon. What has gone wrong with the inner body, call it mind, consciousness, antakarana, whatever the name? What do you consider to be wrong with your mind? It is restless, greedy of the pleasant, and afraid of the unpleasant. What is wrong with its seeking the pleasant and shirking the unpleasant? Between the banks of pain and pleasure, the river of life flows. It is only when the mind refuses to flow with life and gets stuck at the banks that it becomes a problem. By flowing with life, I mean acceptance, letting come what comes and go what goes. Desire not, fear not, observe the actual. As and when it happens, for you are not what happens, you are to whom it happens. Ultimately, even the observer you are not. You are the ultimate potentiality, of which the all-embracing consciousness is the manifestation and expression. Yet between the body and the self, there lies a cloud of thoughts and feelings, which neither sever the body nor the self. These thoughts and feelings are flimsy, transient, and meaningless. mere mental dust that blinds and chokes. Yet they are there, obscuring and destroying. Surely, the memory of an event cannot pass for the event itself, nor can the anticipation. There is something exceptional, unique about the present event, which the previous or the coming do not have. There is a livingness about it, an actuality. It stands out as if illuminated. There is the stamp of reality on the actual, which the past and the future do not have. What gives the present that stamp of reality? There is nothing peculiar in the present even to make it different from the past and future. For a moment, the past was actual, and the future will become so. What makes the present so different? Obviously, my presence. I am real, for I am always now, in the present, and what is with me now shares in my reality. The past is in my memory, the future in imagination. There is nothing in the present event itself that makes it stand out as real. It may be some simple periodical occurrence, like the striking of the clock. In spite of our knowing that the successive strokes are identical, the present stroke is quite different from the previous one and the next, as remembered or expected. A thing focused in the now is with me, for I am ever present. It is my own reality that I am part to the present event. But we deal with things remembered as if they were real. We consider memories only when they come into the present. The forgotten is not counted until one is reminded, which implies bringing into the now. Yes, I can see there is in the now some unknown factor that gives momentary reality to the transient actuality. You need not say it is unknown, for you see it in constant operation. Since you were born, has it ever changed? Things and thoughts have been changing all the time, but the feeling that what is now is real has never changed, even in dream. In deep sleep, there is no experience of the present reality. The blankness of deep sleep is due entirely to the lack of specific memories. But a general memory of well-being is there. There is a difference in feeling when I say I was deeply asleep from I was absent. We shall repeat the question we began with. Between life's source and life's expression, which is the body, there is the mind and its ever-changeful states. The stream of mental states is endless, meaningless, and painful. Pain is the constant factor. What we call pleasure is but a gap and interval between two painful states. Desire and fear are the weft and warp of living, and both are made of pain. Our question is, can there be a happy mind? Desire is the memory of pleasure, and fear is the memory of pain. Both make the mind restless. Moments of pleasure are merely gaps in the stream of pain. How can the mind be happy? That is true when we desire pleasure or expect pain, but there are moments of unexpected, unanticipated joy, pure joy, uncontaminated by desire, unsought, undeserved, God-given. Still, joy is joy only against a background of pain. Is pain a cosmic fact or purely mental? The universe is complete, and where there is completeness, where nothing lacks, what can give pain? The universe may be complete as a whole, but incomplete in details. A part of the whole seen in relation to the whole is also complete. Only when seen in isolation, it becomes deficient and thus a seat of pain. What makes for isolation? Limitations of the mind, of course. The mind cannot see the whole for the part. Good enough, the mind by its very nature divides and opposes. Can there be some other mind which unites and harmonizes, which sees the whole in the part and the part as totally related to the whole? The other mind, where to look for it? In the going beyond the limiting, dividing, and opposing mind, in ending the mental process as we know it. When this comes to an end, that mind is born. In that mind, the problem of joy and sorrow exists no longer? Not as we know them. as desirable or repugnant. It becomes rather a question of love seeking expression and meeting with obstacles. The inclusive mind is love in action, battling against circumstances, initially frustrated, ultimately victorious. Between the spirit and the body, is it love that provides the bridge? What else? Mind creates the abyss, the heart crosses it. Real world is beyond the mind. On several occasions, the question was raised as to whether the universe is subject to the law of causation, or does it exist and function outside the law? You seem to hold the view that it is uncaused, that everything, however small, is uncaused, arising and disappearing for no known reason whatsoever. Causation means succession in time of events in space, the space being physical or mental. Time, space, causation are mental categories, arising and subsiding with the mind. As long as the mind operates, causation is a valid law. Like everything mental, the so-called law of causation contradicts itself. No thing in existence has a particular cause. The entire universe contributes to the existence of even the smallest thing. Nothing could be as it is without the universe being what it is. When the source and ground of everything is the only cause of everything, to speak of causality as a universal law is wrong. The universe is not bound by its content, because its potentialities are infinite. Besides, it is a manifestation or expression of a principle fundamentally and totally free. Yes, one can see that ultimately to speak of one thing being the only cause of another thing is altogether wrong. Yet in actual life, we invariably initiate action with a view to a result. Yes, there is a lot of such activity going on because of ignorance. Would people know that nothing can happen unless the entire universe makes it happen, they would achieve much more with less expenditure of energy. If everything is an expression of the totality of causes, how can we talk of a purposeful action towards an achievement? The very urge to achieve is also an expression of the total universe. It merely shows that the energy potential has risen at a particular point. It is the illusion of time that makes you talk of causality. When the past and the future are seen in the timeless now as parts of a common pattern, the idea of cause-effect loses its validity, and creative freedom takes its place. Yet I cannot see how can anything come to be without a cause. When I say a thing is without a cause, I mean it can be without a particular cause. Your mother was needed to give you birth, but you could not have been born without the sun and the earth. Even these could not have caused your birth without your own desire to be born. It is desire that gives birth, that gives name and form. The desirable is imagined and wanted and manifests itself as something tangible or conceivable. Thus is created the world in which we live, our personal world. The real world is beyond the mind's ken. We see it through the net of our desires, divided into pleasure and pain, right and wrong, inner and outer. To see the universe as it is, you must step beyond the net. It is not hard to do so, for the net is full of holes. What do you mean by holes, and how to find them? Look at the net and its many contradictions. You do and undo at every step. You want peace, love, happiness, and work hard to create pain, hatred, and war. You want longevity and overeat. You want friendship and exploit. See your net is made of such contradictions, and remove them. Your very seeing them will make them go. Since my seeing the contradiction makes it go, is there no causal link between my seeing and its going? Causality, even as a concept, does not apply to chaos. To what extent is desire a causal factor? One of many. For everything there are innumerable causal factors, but the source of all that is the infinite possibility, the supreme reality, which is in you and which throws its power and light and love on every experience. But this source is not a cause, and no cause is a source. Because of that, I say everything is uncaused. You may try to trace how a thing happens, but you cannot find out why a thing is as it is. A thing is as it is, because the universe is as it is.